All right, guys, weekly stimulus for the week of April 20th, 2026. Monday, light it up. So this is one round of 9-6 on the bike, 18 toe to bar, 27 wall ball, run 300 meters. So 300 meters is almost like a nice little break. Then you'll come back and you'll do 3 rounds of bike is always the same, 9-6, 12 toe to bar, 15 wall ball, run 300. Then 5 rounds of 9-6, 9 toe to bar, 12 wall ball. Coaches, if you have a large class, you can go ahead and you can actually probably get away with everybody biking. Just start half of the people on the wall ball and end on the bike. So wall ball, toe to bar, bike, and then the other half on bike, toe to bar, wall ball. I think you could get away with that for sure, but if you have to sub them out on the bike, go 12, on the rower, 12-9, all right? So nice and steady on this workout. Really important to make sure that you're breaking up the toe to bars accordingly. Maybe think, 6s, then 4s, or 6s again. If you're really good, you can go 9s at the end or 5-4. Be smooth on the wall ball. Don't let the wall ball jack you up so much that you can't really hold a decent pace on the bike. But you're going to really need to settle into this workout because it's going to run for at least 25 minutes. Okay? All right. Tuesday. Tuesday is every 3 minutes for 5 rounds. This is week number 11 on our clean and jerk. So we did 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 last week on the power clean and split jerks or jerks. Singles this week. All right. We should have an idea of what those numbers were if you were in that class of 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. And we're just going to add a rep. So we're 10, 11, 9, 7, 5, and 3. So use those numbers, all right, as a guideline from last week to this week. Okay. Conditioning is every 2 minutes for 7. So we're going to go through all the machines here. We did ski last week for 20 seconds. We're going to do row this week for 25. Coaches, on this workout, I would definitely get a couple of extra spare rowers, just so that if you have to go right down the line in order, everybody's in a row. So you don't have somebody getting out of a rower and then trying to get in with only a 25-second interval. All right. This shouldn't be an issue with the amount of rowers that we have. All right, Wednesday, every 3 minutes times 6. This is week number 11 on the back squat. So how this set works, it's similar to last week's wave, but it's 3, 2, 1, and then it's 1, 1, 1. All right, so we have 4 singles in a row. So this is where last week, if you failed or if it felt heavy, that you want to be really smart, maybe consider doing what you did exactly for the first wave of the 3, 2, 1 last week, this week. And then after each set, just say, hey, that felt pretty heavy. Maybe I just go ahead and put a couple of fractionals on, or hey, that felt really light. I always like to do this. If I'm doing a heavy single, all right, I'll do my heavy single and I'll say to myself, you know what? I could have probably done that 3 or 4 more times. If that's the case, I can make a decent jump of 10 pounds, maybe 15, all right? If I feel like, oh, wow, maybe I got one more in me, maybe I'd make a lot lighter of a change on that workout. Keep your bars out or grab bars, or coaches during this time, even though the front squat weight is light, maybe after one of their singles, you could just say to them, hey guys, grab your bars and move out onto the floor. Think about what weights you're going to use for the front squats. All right. 15 front squats, 15 burpee over bar, 9 wall walk, 12, 12, 7, 9, 9, 5, 6, 6, 3, 3, 3, 1. All right. I have the totals there in the corners too as well. It's 45 front squats, 45 burpee, and 25 wall walk. So it's a lot of volume here in a short period of time. So make adjustments on the distance on the wall walk and the weights on the front squats. All right. Thursday. So Thursday is a classic EMOM long. All right. It runs 36 minutes, but it's only 35 actual working because one of the stations is a rest. So it's 6 deadlift, athlete's choice on the weight there. We definitely want to go ahead and challenge ourselves here, but because you have a nice good 6 rounds. Maybe if you're starting guys at 225 and you put 10 pounds on every 5 or 10 pounds on each time, and you get yourself up to, close to 275, maybe 285, depending on what your weights are. Girls, same thing. Maybe you're starting at like 125 or 105. Make a 10-pound, 5-pound jump each round to challenge yourself accordingly. 16 dumbbell snatches. That should be a weight that you can do unbroken. 3 bar muscle ups or 9 pull-ups, chest to bars or regular. 12-9 on the ski, and then 15 box jump overs. Then you'll get a rest break. So coaches, obviously because of the ski, you're going to have to spread everybody out. And so once they shuffle through the 5 movements, everybody breaks together, okay? So they don't go straight down. It's not box jump into a rest and then into deadlift. They do all 5 exercises, then they get a 1-minute break, all right? And that is Thursday. Also on this workout, for you guys that have bar muscle up and maybe you're not super proficient, think about giving yourself a lighter deadlift weight, all right? A lighter dumbbell weight. Because that is going to be a little grippy on the bar muscle up after the deadlift and after the dumbbell snatch. So if the grip is affecting you or does affect you and you're really concerned about getting your bar muscle ups in, maybe for the first round do chest to bars, and then after that you can do bar muscle up if you're using a heavier weight on the deadlift or you're not sure, again, where your muscle ups are that day. Every day maybe they can feel a little bit different. Then maybe just, make an adjustment for the first round, and then after that, you can get aggressive. All right. Clean complexes on Friday. So this is all clean reps. All right. It's a running clock, essentially. It'll go every 20 seconds, every 40 seconds, every minute and 20 seconds. All right. This is all barbell lifting. I really like days like this because it gives me the opportunity to start nice and light early on when the weights or when the time is moving fast. And then it allows you to get heavier as the time gets bigger, all right, and the weights get heavier, all right. But it's a power clean, squat clean, and then it just changes on all the overheads. So it's strict press first, every 40 seconds times 10, 1 push press, all the cleans included, all right? It just changes the overhead. Then push jerk on the EMOM, and then every 120, it's split jerk. So that's a really good day where you're doing a lot of reps, and it gives you the opportunity to, work on the movement before the weights start getting heavier. All right, Team 3 miler on Saturday. So this is teams of 3. One person runs 400 meters. The other person is rowing at a nice pace. And then the third person is doing 5 bench press, 30 double unders or crossovers or 50 singles, and 1 rope climb. And I'm just going to go ahead, if I'm number 3 or the third person in the group, I'm going to just cycle through bench press, double under, rope climb. And when the runner gets back, I'm going to go on the run. After that, all right, after I do the run, I'm going to go ahead and bump everybody down. Whoever was rowing, they will start the AMRAP. The runner goes to the row and recovers on the row. So after you come back from the run, all right, you're going to go nice and slow so that the rower brings your heart rate down. It's a great understanding that the rower can help to bring your heart rate down. So even though you're moving, your heart rate is moving in the positive direction instead of keep getting elevated for the AMRAP. So run, recover on the row, and then go ahead and attack where you can on the AMRAP. All right, this is a long day. All right, guys, I write this workout meaning that everybody should be able to get the mile done in 10 minutes. All right, even if it's 12 minutes, that's still 36 minutes. That's plenty of time. And you're not running a whole mile. You're only running 400 meters at a clip. So the goal here is to try to get the 3 miler done as fast as possible. So the run should be where you're kind of getting on the fast side, and then recover on the row. Go ahead and move at a nice steady pace so that you can go ahead and maintain a decent interval split on your 400 meter runs. And everybody does 4, everybody does a mile, times by 3. 3 miler. Murph prep on Sunday. So 1K row, 20 pull up, 40 push-up, 60 air squat. That is our week. Murph's coming up. Enjoy.